Member for West Vancouver, Capilano.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Today's motion from the members opposite, while seemingly well-intentioned, rings fairly hollow in light of the harsh realities that are being faced right now by British Columbians. And this is after 7 years of this NDP government. So to talk about all the great things that this government has been doing with respect to housing when we are, 6, 7 months out of an election, the timing for that is perhaps a little bit too late. The rhetoric we've heard today doesn't match the dire situation on the ground, where affordability and accessibility to housing have reached absolutely crisis levels under this NDP government. And while the members opposite may certainly intend to, and I'll quote, put regular people looking to afford a home ahead of speculators, investors, unquote, this NDP government's actions have certainly not done that. Under the NDP, we have witnessed the most unaffordable housing market in North America develop right in our backyard. Rents have skyrocketed to the highest in all of Canada. Homelessness has surged to record highs, and the dream of homeownership, Mr. Speaker, has been pushed further away from the grasp of young people, or the grasp of, to use the government's own term, regular people. This government's track record speaks volumes. Despite 7 years of this government being in power, their approach to housing has been characterized by a lack of accountability and a lack of actual concrete results. The budget for 2024 presented us with more of the same, lofty promises without the action needed to make a substantial difference in the lives of British Columbians. I think back to 7 years ago, the number 114,000 units, new units, not reclassified units, would be created by this government. I think we're at, 13,000, 14,000. So with that kind of track record, I'm wondering how we can believe anything that this government is telling us in terms of their ability to actually create housing. But a results-driven approach is not the only difference between the leaders of our two parties. And it is this Premier who has actually engaged in speculation. So weeks before the Premier would have had to declare his condo for speculation tax, he flipped it. You know it's true. He flipped it and raked in a cool $150,000 profit. I'm upset too. I hear you're upset. For all his talk about speculators, perhaps he should look in the mirror. The Premier's apartment also happened to market itself as an Airbnb opportunity, boasting an Airbnb concierge, profiting off the fact that it could be used as a short-term rental when he sold it, which would, of course, increase the value to sell it for. It was priced accordingly, but unfortunately, the other regular people in that building were not so fortunate when that same building was then included in a ban on short-term rentals, and their housing prices plummeted, or values plummeted overnight. These are the units that the Premier previously owned in. Talk about hypocrisy. Now, this is why we don't trust this government is acting in the best interest of British Columbians. I think some of the members on the other side of the House, I hope they're going to be responding to this, because they certainly have a lot to say about it. This is why we do not trust this government. The people of West Vancouver, Capilano, you want to talk about supportive housing on the North Shore. I'd love you to come and tour through what's going on over there right now. The people of West Vancouver, Capilano, and indeed all of British Columbians deserve more than this rhetoric. They deserve decisive actions, a result-driven policy like our rent-to-own program that will turn renters into homeowners by converting rental payments into down payments. We believe in giving people a hand up for their ability to see a real and true future for themselves. We're going to have solutions rooted in practical policies, making entering the market a reality, such as our commitment to slashing the property transfer tax for first-time owners, and this will help buyers save up to $10,000 more than the NDP's own plan. So while I had much more to say, Mr. Speaker, the NDP is happy putting our province in a massive deficit with no way out, and that's going to impact our housing market. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.